people are becoming very terrified and intimidated with the power that you're stepping into, whoever this is for. I wanted to start it off a little differently this time, but YouTube, let's go with y'all. It's your boy Justice coming at y'all with another YouTube read, another collective read. I hope this finds you guys at a clarifying time of your day. Remember, take what resonates and please leave the rest behind. Not everything's going to be for everybody. I appreciate your likes, comments, shares, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and get started. Angels of the highest to white light, Most High, please bestow upon me clear and concise channel messages that accommodate with the one I have presented. Thank you, and Ashe. So people are becoming terrified or a little bit unsettled by the power that you're stepping into. So there's something about underestimation and a full circle effect is what I'm getting into in this one. A lot of you guys weren't really predicted to come out of certain situations, or let's say, a lot of you guys were a butt end of a sacrifice before. There's an agenda of your life and things like that. You guys have already dealt with this stuff. But a lot of you guys specifically have risen above maybe people that you may have looked up to before. Maybe you've risen above certain obstacles that held you down before. Maybe you guys have risen above a level that you didn't anticipate yourself. But I'm saying this on a kind of channel message that I'm getting, like people don't really know what to do with certain misinterpretations, I guess, they may have had of your energy, or misunderstandings that they may have had, or underestimation, simple underestimation of certain things that they thought was you or was not you, right? A lot of you guys may have underestimated by people because of, let's say, status, or let's say race, let's say skin, let's say wealth, let's say looks, let's say strength, body type, physicality, mental, spiritual, emotional. There's some type of underestimation that was at play with people that it's almost like a revenge tour thing, almost. And a lot of you guys probably aren't even on a revenge tour, but it could be coming off to people as a revenge tour, right? It's kind of the energy that I'm channeling. So there's something about a lot of you guys have been, let's say, slept on, right? Let's say stepped on, right? There's something about a lot of you guys have been abused, right? A lot of you guys have had certain buildups of character through certain ostracization that continue to happen, right? In some way, shape, or form, in whatever way that means or whatever that's meant. A lot of you guys had to step past or step over certain things that you didn't know how to, or didn't know how you were going to get past something before. A lot of you guys had to grow past situations that had you stuck at one point or bound at one point. A lot of you guys had to figure something out alone, or a lot of you guys had to figure out something through God. A lot of you had to figure out something that was outside of this, I guess, worldly existence in terms of what we usually are to rely on, And a lot of you guys have either been working on something, or you've been consistent in a certain patterning of, let's say, a behavior or some type of art, or let's say something that you're working on, right? It could be art, it could be work, it could be just consistency building your life. It could be something that you're building in terms of something showing results, right? And that could be a physicality thing. That could be somebody working out a lot. I'm channeling that. I'm seeing like a gym. I'm seeing like something like a girl at a gym, right? There's something about I need to get back in the gym, but it's a whole different topic. But like working out, that could be just a short example of something of like some type of building foundation, right? A lot of times maybe you guys were maybe unwise in certain situations, or there's something about significant about like, that young grasshopper, that steps to the, the next level, right? It's almost like kind of getting that, what is it? A caterpillar and a butterfly kind of thing. A lot of you guys have transformed in certain ways, or you've had to shift in a certain way. Shift into certain functionalities that people may not have expected. When I say functionalities, I'm speaking of, let's say you're able to do something that you didn't even know you could do. Or let's say you awakened a part of yourself. Or let's say you got to a level financially, or you got to an opportunity because you've just been building, right? Let's say you've been doing this, and you got to this point, you got this opportunity, like, for example, I just got a Duolingo kind of opportunity, and I didn't really realize that was a real thing. I thought it was a scam, but I was like, damn, it was something to me. It was very intriguing to me. But I like a lot of you guys have children on this channel, so I was like, that's perfect. But that was interesting to me. I never thought I would even get something like that, like a partnership like that. But the thing is, there's something about, you know, certain consistency that I'm channeling from that. Or let's say a certain kind of like somebody on a mission is what I'm seeing in a vision. Like it's starting to pop in my head. So a lot of you guys could be on a trajectory that could be outside, let's say, the limitations that were placed on your life. Let's say that people didn't expect you to be shit, basically. Or let's say people did expect you to be, okay, decent. Or let's say medium average. Let's say you took a step above that. Or let's say you took a step above, you know, people trying to shit on you. Let's say people were trying to. A lot of you guys have gone through humiliation rituals, and that's what I'm channeling heavily. You know, being able to step past the ideal of somebody else's concept of limitation can be very threatening to somebody. That was the beginning message. And so a lot of times when you're rising above somebody's expectations of you, it can trigger somebody in a certain way in terms of competition. That's usually like a popular way, but it could also be in envy, animosity, and jealousy, right? And so these things can create a certain vendetta against you that has people wanting to take you down. Whether that's you having, you know, you getting your body right, right? Or whether that's you getting your money right, whether that's you getting your spirit right, whether that's you cleaning yourself from drug addiction or something, right? Getting that too. Like shout out to you if you align with that. Shout out to you. That's a real thing, because it's not easy to do, right? It's a reprogramming thing. But either one of those things, it's a programming thing or a reprogramming thing or a reiteration of a new kind of way of being or a more developed, or let's say revolutionized way of being, right? A lot of you guys have had to renew yourself or had to reinvent yourself. That's what I was looking for. Reinvent yourself in a way that you grew in a certain way that maybe not past people, but past versions of yourself is what I'm focusing on, that people didn't expect you to get past, basically. A lot of you guys could have gone through struggles. You know, addictions was a big thing. A lot of you guys could have gone through certain aspects of being shy or, you know, being closed off. It doesn't have to be shy, but introverted in certain ways that you may not be. A lot of you guys could be having the opposite regression, right? In terms of opening up or giving too much, and then you started setting boundaries and things started opening up for you. You know, shit like that is kind of what I'm focusing on here. But there's some type of accruance of how much good that is done for you, or how much, when I say power, I guess I just need to go back into that more specifically, but some type of influence within yourself to say, okay, I can do more. I can do this. I can do that. A lot of you guys are walking into some type of self-actualization, right? And of whether that's a dream, goal, or standard that you set higher than maybe your other standards were for yourself before. Maybe you're setting higher standards than what was set before you. There's something about that. But it could be intimidating with a lot of you guys accruing a certain strength through maybe the hardship that it takes along the way to get to a certain point. Maybe the patience that it takes, maybe the kind of emotional reclining or expression that you guys could be improving in, or certain beings. I'm just channeling certain things. It'll be different for everybody. But it could be a collection and ors, right? And or all of the above, right? For certain people. But the thing is, there's something about a recollection of experiences that maybe people have, maybe like a lot of you guys with humiliation rituals specifically. Let's say, when I'm saying that on a generalized level, people could remember something about you. People could remember you at a specific point. People can remember certain things that you're dealing with, or remember where it is, or see what you're dealing with, and how you're handling it could be totally different. How you're going through it could be totally different. How you're adjusting to it could be totally different. And that can generalize itself in so many ways. But there's something that, let's say people counted you out before, or people did this, or people came against you at a vulnerable point. I'm also channeling that. Let's say people come at you at a vulnerable point and think that they got somebody, and then they're surprised by the power that you grow into from that point. A lot of you guys have grown into a certain understanding of yourself or power within yourself because of the sheer fact of doubt or ostracization from people closest to you, or the people that were furthest, you know, in regards to from your type of way of being, right? And they could be close to you, but furthest from your way of being, right? And so that could be a problem for other people that limited you in their own head, right? It could be an awakening seeing you rise or speak or, you know, perform or have a strength in a certain way that was never expected. And that could be developed through certain things that were ostracized or limited upon you before. Sometimes you can set the standard higher. And so when you get to a certain point, people may be fearful of a lot of you guys. People may be fearful of what your intelligence holds. People may be in fear of what that strength holds or what your endurance may hold. Because maybe certain people may fear, especially with the humiliation ritual thing or spells, or maybe people saw you at a lower point in your life. That could be a fear for other people to experience the same things and to fear what it is that they would do in the certain jurisdictions or positions that you may have been viewed in or seen in or judged in or limited in, right? And so that can be the terrifying aspect of you rising above something that maybe somebody else doesn't feel like they could, or somebody else would have judgments in, or somebody that judged you saw you rise above something. That is very terrifying, right? Because what does that mean for the reallocation of energy? And so that can be something that's very fueling to somebody, but it could also be very threatening to the next person as well. And so a lot of you guys are rising past the point that you're understanding, okay, maybe the experience a little more through that hardship, through the ostracization, through the, resistance, so to speak, because on the other side of the resistance is the ease, right? But you got to first get past the resistance. And so that's a common theme of this world, and it's a common theme of life and the experience that is, right? And so a lot of us are here to recollect certain things, or even, evolve ourselves past what's deemed to be impossible, or evolve ourselves past, or let's say excel past a point that other people may not have even deemed to be possible, right? And so that's what a lot of you guys reflect. But when you actually are doing it, it can be very threatening and terrifying to somebody that needs to sabotage you or feel the need to sabotage what that means to you. Because of certain inadequacies or certain ignorances that they wanted to project on you. And so when you show somebody up, or you show somebody, prove somebody wrong, it's usually not about them. It's usually about yourself. For some of you guys, it could be about proving other people wrong, right? That could be a fuel for you, right? But, that's subjective. Because when I'm thinking for myself, I try to prove to myself, right? But some people, that could be a fuel. Like, some people are like that, I'm thinking of certain rappers in my head, like they like the fuel, right? From the doubt, right? And proving people wrong. So a lot of you guys have proven people wrong, or are proving people wrong, on set to prove people wrong on the trajectory of your journey. And that's the whole point of what it is that you represent, the differences, the uniqueness, the unique situations that you may have been found in or seen, perceived to be in. And that is what defines that kind of power that you start walking into more and more and more. Right? And so that threatened kind of generalization of the message that I was getting from the energy, right? It comes from a fact of the matter that it's not usually deemed logical, or let's say maybe credibly possible, right? And when I say credibly possible, it's not usually going to be accredited to you getting past it in a way that you did it. It's usually luck, or considered this, or considered that. But over time, if you're in that consistency, you keep rising above something, it's going to scare the shit out of people that limited you to begin with. And I'm going to end off on that one. If you need a person with me, hit up Shamika's son with a C and Shamika@gmail.com. Other than that, I appreciate your likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. I've got a few partnerships ready in this description for 20% off. But I'm going to try to include this Duolingo kind of thing very soon, because I have to agree to the thing. But we have a partnership on the way. But a lot of you guys have children, and you could actually value, or you would value and benefit off of said kind of like this app, right? And I'm very kind of excited for it. But either way, I've got another one too, but that one's a different one. I gotta finalize it, but it's a VPN. That's also another one. But either way, I appreciate all the love, the likes, the shares, subscribes. I appreciate all the, the ones that keep up with me the most, the ones that are staying with me, been sticking with me. I really appreciate my day ones. I got an email the other day. Somebody's been keeping up with me since day one. And that's special to me, because it's only been a year, but just a different place in my life. Totally different place. I was still at my dad's house. And like me sharing what happened and things like that with my dad was an interesting thing because I didn't expect so much support and things like that. But that's a whole different thing. But I just want to go in and say I just appreciate every one of you. But I'm probably going to read some comments today while I have some spare time because I got some personals to do. But either way, just sending my love. Peace out, y'all. It's your boy Justice. 1515 may be significant.